We are going to present the results of a study recently conducted by members of the Flowers AI and CogSci lab at Inria, as well as the University of Bordeaux. This study focused on the effects of a pedagogical intervention on how middle school students use generative artificial intelligences, such as ChatGPT. To give you a bit of context, in 2024, an initial study carried out by our team showed that 8th and ninth graders were struggling to come up with effective prompts, in other words, well-phrased queries, and they also had a hard time assessing the quality of ChatGPT answers. So in 2025, we ran the experiment again, but this time we added a short 2-hour educational intervention. The idea was to see whether this training could help students use ChatGPT more effectively. So here's the task we give to the middle school students. In 2 hours, they have to solve 6 science exercises using ChatGPT. Each exercise has a short statement, plus an image that gives some context, and then a question they need to answer. On top of that, we give them a suggested prompt that they can just copy into ChatGPT. The thing is, sometimes this prompt is well written, and ChatGPT will give an answer that actually helps solve the exercise. But sometimes the prompt is missing context, and then the AI's answer doesn't really allow them to answer the question. For example, here, the medical test mentioned in the bad prompt seems obvious if you look at the picture, but without the visual context, ChatGPT gives an answer that doesn't match that test at all. In total, out of the 6 exercises, 3 prompts are correct and 3 are incorrect. The student can either copy the suggested prompt as it is or try to come up with their own prompt. 2 groups were compared: a control group with no intervention just like in last year's study, and an experimental group who had followed the pedagogical session on generative AI 2 days before the task. Very briefly, the workshop was divided into 3 parts. First, an introduction to understand how generative AIs like ChatGPT actually work. Then, a section on the risks and biases these AIs can have. And finally, a more hands-on part, with an activity where students had to practice reformulating prompts. It's worth noting that none of these activities directly involve distinguishing a good prompt from a bad one. So, what did we observe? First, in terms of grades. The control group had an average score of 10.3 out of 20. The workshop group, on the other hand, went up to 11.4. So just 2 hours of training were enough to raise the average by more than 1 point. Next, we looked at the ability to spot bad prompts. In the control group, students rejected only about a third of the bad prompts they were given. In the workshop group, though, they rejected half of them. So, after the intervention, students became better at recognizing when a prompt was poorly formulated. Now let's look at how students formulated their own prompts. When the suggested prompt was bad, writing their own prompt improved the results. And that's true for both groups. The average score went from around 6 when they accepted a bad prompt to about 11 when they wrote their own. But when the suggested prompt was good, we noticed an interesting trend. In the control group, writing their own prompt actually lowered the score, whereas in the workshop group, it raised the average. In other words, the students who had the intervention seemed better able to come up with good prompts on their own. Another interesting behavior: follow-ups. Students also had the option, if they found the AI's answer unsatisfactory, to follow up, meaning they could ask a new question to try and improve the response. This is especially useful when the initial prompt is bad, since the AI's first answer won't be very good. And in exactly that situation, we saw a difference between our 2 groups. The students who had followed the workshop were more likely to follow up with the AI than those in the control group. So, not only did the students improve at writing prompts after the workshop, as we've just seen, but they also became better at evaluating ChatGPT's answers and deciding when it was necessary to follow up. Finally, before doing the exercises, the students had filled out a questionnaire about their familiarity with AI. And the surprising result was there's no correlation at all between that score and their performance. In other words, feeling comfortable with AI doesn't guarantee better results. To sum up, a short intervention is enough to improve students' performance, to help them better detect bad prompts, to formulate their own questions more effectively, and to follow up with AI when needed. Of course, the study has its limits, the main one being that we only measured the effect 2 days after the intervention. An important question is whether this effect lasts over time and whether it could be strengthened by repeating the workshop or varying its format. Overall, these results are encouraging, and they pave the way for integrating AI training into teaching practices for a more thoughtful and beneficial use of these tools by students. Finally, a big thank you to Collège L'Estonac for allowing us to conduct this study, and also to Didier Roy for his help.